Welcome to the CSBR post-game show, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time since 2007, the Browns have won 10 games in a season. I know this is the first time the Browns have also won over 500 games in a season since 2007, but when you look at what the Browns' history has been in the last 20 years, you have to appreciate every milestone that you get. And this team, man, led by number 6, the king of Cleveland, Mr. Baker Mayfield, went 27 of 32, 297 yards, and 2 touchdown passes. In my opinion, he continues to impress and show why he is our franchise quarterback going forward. And my goodness, this team shows what an entire game can look like when you have a great defensive showing. And honestly, while we did struggle through the airs at times, like every team is going to have some sort of advantage in a couple plays here and there, but when they were able to step up when it mattered, like shutting them down on 4th down several times. I mean, that was maybe mistakes by New York to go for it on 4th down instead of kicking a field goal, and maybe that kind of ended up in causing them not to get any more points other than just the 2 field goals that they got. But you know what? You got to appreciate and got to give credit where it is earned. And Browns defense definitely stepped up today. Looked a lot better this week against the pass. And sure, we weren't playing near as great of an offense as we were last week, but it's just giving them credit where it's earned, like I said. And this team going forward, Baker Mayfield showing why, like I said, why he is our quarterback and why he's our franchise quarterback. Only 5 incompletions and maybe one or 2 bad passes, but other than that, he just looked phenomenal today. He's my player of the game. Browns, I will give credit to the Giants' run defense. They really shut down Nick Chubb. I mean, Nick Chubb, 15 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown on the day, but for the most part, we didn't get anything on the ground, really. It was a lot of short passes, and then 15, 20-yard passes where our receivers were able to break free. And, man, you got to give credit to our, who was it? I got to look this up, to the offensive line, a player that came in for a hurt Wyatt Teller. Then Chris Hubbard went down, and then he stepped up huge. Rookie offensive tackle. Got to give credit where credit is earned there too. So this Browns game, we really managed the clock. I mean, when you look at the time of possession, it's phenomenal to see that we did that mix of passing and running the ball 50-50. That's what I want to see going forward. This team works really well in those situations. And when you look at total yards, Browns had a total of 392 yards, like total, 286 through the air, only 106 on the ground. But when it showed last week and the week before, when our run game isn't that good, Baker Mayfield can step up and make the passes when he needs to. And I'm very excited to see what this team can do going forward and possibly in the playoffs, as this is a huge win when it comes to playoff picture. And when you look at the time of possession in this game, Browns handled the ball for 34 minutes to 25 minutes. Just the ability to have I believe it was a 14-play, 95-yard drive, and that took 8 minutes off the clock. Took half a quarter. That is just an absolutely perfect drive, in my opinion. That is how you need to run an offense. And Baker's ability to manage this offense and throw the passes where he needs to, and not force them anymore like we've seen him do in the past. And that touchdown pass to Austin Hooper in the back of the end zone, he's finally making those open passes look easy. And it's incredible to see him develop into a great quarterback. And I've been saying it all year, give him time. And we've given him that time, and look what has happened. He's been an absolute amazing quarterback for this team. And I got to appreciate the defense here too. At the end of didn't get much pass defense, but at the end of the game, Myles Garrett finally was able to get a sack, along with, I believe it was Larry Ogunjobi, assisted with that sack. But man, did limit down on the penalties. Only 6 penalties, a couple here and there that really didn't make all the difference. And there was one drive where the Browns got down inside the 5. then got a clipping call after a touchdown, forced him back to the 20-yard line. Baker Mayfield makes a perfect throw. I believe it was to Jarvis Landry, gets us inside the 5 yet again. And then we get a 5-yard penalty on a false start, on the next play, get an 8-yard pass play, then a run with Chubb up the middle. And that's the resiliency I like from this team. When we get pushed down, we just answer back with great offense. So I love what I saw from this Browns team tonight, and I'm excited to see what we can do next week against the Jets. Because every week, anybody can beat anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. The Jets beat the Rams this week, and it picked up their first win of the season, which Jets fans may not be happy about, considering it may have cost them the first overall pick. But going forward, I think it is incredibly important to not underestimate any team, because despite us winning 20-6, it wasn't a perfect game. It was just a very well put together game on both sides of the ball for the Browns. We didn't score a whole bunch of points like we have in the past, but where we needed to get first downs, we did. We worked down the clock. We worked the run game when it needed to, even though it wasn't as good as it has been all season. But Baker Mayfield made the passes where he needed to make the passes. So it's pretty much a simple look down at what this team did today. And I'm excited to see what we do next week, because like I said, any team can beat anybody on any given day. And you can't underestimate the Jets. I mean, their record, they've won one game all season, but maybe it isn't what they showed. Like, look at the Giants. Like, they're a 5-8 team, but that that defensive line can be really good. I mean, look what they do in the red zone this season. They've done a lot of good things for the Giants. Like, they're first in the NFL in points, in the least points allowed in the red zone, I believe. And I believe it's at like 4 points. And the fact that we were able to score twice in the red zone was very impressive. So hats off to the Giants. They're a good team with a bright future ahead of them. But man, got to give props to Baker Mayfield. Had an absolute great game once again. Didn't force the passes. Browns are going to have a great run game next week. I firmly believe that after a kind of slow day today. But man, if you're looking at the stats today, like I said, Baker Mayfield, 27 of 32, 297 yards with 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb, 15 carries for 50 yards, and the other score on the day, Kareem Hunt, 7 carries for 21 yards, and Dearness Johnson came in too and had some good carries there at the end with 4 carries for 24 yards through the air. Rashard Higgins led us in receiving yards with 4 catches for 76 yards. Jarvis led us in receptions with 7 catches for 61 yards and a score on the day. And then Donovan Peoples-Jones with 3 catches for 55 yards. Austin Hooper rounds up the top, I believe the top 5. Top 4, I believe, with 5 catches for 41 yards and a great touchdown catch. And what I love about this team and what I really like about Baker is he forces it to doesn't force it, he passes it to other receivers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He passed it to 8 different receivers. That's really impressive in his ability to disperse the ball to look at these last 3. 1 reception for 22 yards, 2 catches for 19 yards, 2 catches for 16 yards, and 3 catches for 7 yards. And Donovan Jones has 3 catches. So no one really blew up with like 10 or 15 catches. Everyone kind of had a very critical role in this win. So it was a very good team win. I'm excited and very eager to see the Browns take on the Jets next week and see what part of our team needs to work. What do we need to work on going into the next game following that to the Steelers. So thank you guys for watching. And yeah, I'm excited to watch. I'm ecstatic to watch the Jets game against the Browns next week. Let's seal that playoff spot. As always, go Browns, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.